yesterday we looked at adding and subtracting. Today we're going to look at multiplying. And this should look really familiar because all this is we're multiplying two things, so it's very similar to what we did with factoring, okay, where we multiplied polynomials. So this one I've got 2x times negative 2x to the third plus 2x. So I'm going to make a little sign like this. I'm going to go 2x times negative 2x to the third times 2x, okay? 2 times 2, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. X to the first times x to the third is x to the fourth. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. So my final answer is negative 4x to the fourth plus 4x squared. Yep. Let's do one more that's a little more complicated. Let's look at number 2. Okay, we're gonna have to, this is gonna have to be a 4 by 4. How do I know that? Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Okay? I've got 4x and 5 and negative 3x squared and negative 3x. Negative 3x squared times 4x is negative 12x to the third. Negative 3x squared times 5 is negative 15x squared. 4x times negative 3x is negative 12x squared. Negative 3x times 5 is negative 15x. Okay? So we're going to get negative 12x to the third. Negative 15x squared and negative 12x squared gives me negative 27x squared. You add your like terms, yep. And we have negative 15x. So that's my final answer. Okay, so I would like you guys to try number 3 right now on your own, and then we'll check to see if you got the right answer. So try number 3 right now on your own. Try number 3. Don't sit and play on your phone. Actually, try number 3. Okay.
Wait.
One more second? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we should have a box where we have negative 3x to the third minus 4x. And 4x minus 4. Does it matter which one I put on top and which one I put at the bottom? No. 4 times 3 is, we get negative 12x to the fourth. 4x times negative 4x, we get negative 16x squared. Negative 4 times negative 3x to the third is 12x to the third. Negative 4 times negative 4x is 16x.
Oh.
So we should get negative 12x to the fourth minus plus 12x to the third. because I wanted to have the x's in order, so I did fourth first, then third, then negative 16x squared.
But negative 16 plus 12 is 4.
But this has a third and this has a 2, so you can't put them together.
So what do we do again?
You only can combine like terms if they have the same exponents and the same variable.
Oh, so you just do them both?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And a negative 3 Chase times a negative 4 is a positive 12, right? Not a negative.
Oh,
Okay? So the rest of this is, I know it says classwork in the top, but the rest of this is homework. It's pretty straight, should be pretty straightforward. And now we're going to go over the answers to the review. Okay. All right, so we should have a review out in front of you, 10.1 through 10.5. Number 1, we should have x is greater than or equal to negative 2 as the domain. Range y is greater than or equal to negative 4. My minimum is negative 2, negative 4. I went down 4, left 2. I have a stretch of 2. Okay? I am looking that you have a table and a graph, okay? And I'm going to give you your x values for your quiz, okay, for all of them.
Yay. How do you know that it has a minimum?
It has a minimum because it stops at a point, and it doesn't have a maximum because if it was a maximum, the graph would be like down here. It would be going towards negative. Yeah. All right, number 2. Number 2, I have the domain is x is greater than or equal to 1. Y is greater than or equal to 1. It has a minimum of 1, 1. It was up 1, right 1. And it had a compression of 1/2. How do I know the difference between stretch and compression? Stretch is a
Whole number.
compression is a
Fraction.
fraction of decimal. Yes. Okay, so Chase literally just asked this question 2 seconds ago. Or not, yeah. Who asked this? Taya asked this 2 seconds ago. Not even Chase. Taya. I don't know who did it, but they asked 2 seconds ago. Okay, see how this point towards it's going like upwards? So that means this has to be the minimum. If it was pointing downwards, that would be the maximum. Yeah. It's basically if the points after that point are bigger, it's a maximum. If they're lower, it's a minimum. I mean, if this is a minimum, if they're higher, maximum if they're lower. Okay. Number 3. This is all real. Is my domain. The range is y is greater than or less than or equal to 0 because it's below the line. My maximum is 2, 0. It has no vertical shift. The horizontal shift is right 2. The vertical stretch is actually, or compression is a compression, negative 3. The line of symmetry is x equals 2. That's where I could draw a line and it would cut my graph in half. Okay. My end behavior, as x approaches infinity, y approaches negative infinity. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches, yeah. Okay. Number 4. My domain is all real. My range is y is less than or equal to 1. My maximum is negative 2, 1. I went up 1 is my vertical shift. I went left 2 is my horizontal shift. It has a compression of negative 1/2. Its line of symmetry is x equals negative 2. I could divide it in half right there.
Pardon for the interruption. Attention all staff. At this time, could you please dismiss the boys JV baseball and boys varsity baseball teams to meet their bus at the west end pool doors? Once again, please dismiss JV and varsity baseball teams to meet their bus at the west end pool doors. Thank you.
And at end behavior, as x approaches infinity, y approaches negative infinity. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches negative infinity. Yes?
Remember, I was going for 3, I got y is greater than or equal to negative 3.
I don't know either. So if you look, see how everything is below 0? That's why I did it. Grace? No. Compression doesn't have anything to do with negative. What's compression have to do with, guys?
It's wider, but you put a negative value on top.
Yes, because there's a negative in front of here.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking.
You need to keep whatever thing is the same. So that's why I have a negative 1/3 here,
So how do you negative and positive?
because they say right here.
I know, but like.
It's also showing that it's flipped at that point. So I just left it there. If you didn't, I don't think I'd mark it out. Okay. Any other questions? Any others? Okay, on your quiz, there is some cases where if we turn to the front real quick. Okay, if we were to enter this in, let's say I'm giving you the x values. Okay, let's pretend this is the quiz. X and y. And one of the x values, hold on, I'm going to give you is Control T, hold on, tab, let's change this to, 1 second, let me change it to 2 square root x plus 2 minus 4. Let's say I gave you these as your x values. Well, let's say I gave you 0, let's say I gave you -2, -1, 0, and 2 and 7. Okay? At -2, when I put this in my calculator, I get -4. -1, when I look at it in my calculator, I get -2. But for 0, I get -1.17157. For 2, then I get 0, and for 7, I get 2. Okay? So, when I'm graphing this, yeah, it's easy to graph the -2, -4, right? It's easy to graph the -1, -2. It's easy to graph 2, 0, and it's easy to graph 7, 2, okay? But 0 is -1 point, we just know it's somewhere in here, okay? Just put it as carefully as you can. If you don't like the numbers, graph differently than the numbers it gets you on the table, okay, is what I'm saying. Sometimes it'll ask you for one that I don't usually have you guys use. Write it down in the table. Put your graph on there as best you can. Okay, does that make sense? All right. Please clear your desk of everything except tonight's homework. You can leave that out on your desk so you don't have to go in your bag later. Your calculator and pencil.